What will matter the most if right now you are dying or you're dead? Now let's think about all the things that matter to us really. Now I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself first. And I want you to talk to yourself. Don't think about the person next to you. Don't think about your friend or that other person who's doing this sin or that sin. Think about yourself really and be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. What really matters to you now? And then if you were dead, what would really matter to you then? So for example, if what matters to me now is how much money I've got or my business, if what matters to me now is my car, for example, if what matters to me now is my looks, for example, or maybe my popularity, then if I were to die tonight, would all of this matter to me anymore? Obviously not. What's your popularity going to do for you in your grave? Will you take your money with you to your grave? Will you take your family with you to the grave? Will you take your work with you to the grave? You know the word rizq, provision. The ulama told us something interesting about the word rizq. A lot of us think that what you have is your rizq. But that's not what rizq means. Rizq means what you have used. What you have used. So for example, what's his name? Bill Gates. One of the richest man in the world. Let's say he has a house with 300 rooms in it. But all he uses is 3 or 4 rooms of that house. Then we say his rizq is just the 3 or 4 rooms. All the others not his rizq until he uses them. So if you have a lot of money, for example, your rizq is what you've used. What you haven't used is not even yours. I mean, you might have it in the bank, you might have it invested, but it's not yours until you've used it. So when you are in that grave, what's the only thing that really matters? What would you wish to change about your life? And number one is your deeds. Your deeds. You would look back and think about that salat which you did yesterday. I did it too fast. Did I think about my salat properly? How fast did I read al-Fatiha? How fast did I say Subhan Rabbi al-Azim? Have I ever thought of changing my dhikr which I do in salat? I mean, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he used to say other dhikr, such as Subbuhun Quddusun Rabbul Malaikati wal Ruh. For example, he used to make long dua in ruku', he used to make long dua in sujood. Now compare, how fast is our salat these days? What are we thinking about in our salat? My father told me this joke about a man who went to salat in the masjid. And after the imam finished, a group of people said, Ya Imam, Ya Imam, we prayed Salat al-Isha. He said, yes, I know. Some of them said, well, we only did 3 rak'ahs. Another group said, no, it was 4. So then they split. Everybody saying, a group saying 3, another group saying 4. Yeah, Imam, you did it wrong. But they saw this man sitting aside and they asked him, why don't you say anything, man? Why are you sitting on the side there not saying anything? He looks at them with all coolness and calmness. He said, the Imam prayed right. 4 rak'at. So they asked him, how are you so sure about yourself? He said, well, you see, I have 4 shops. And in the first rak'ah, I calculated my earnings for the first shop. In the second rak'ah, my earnings for the second shop. Third rak'ah, my earnings for the third shop. And the fourth rak'ah, my earnings for the fourth shop. He said, I don't have a 5th shop. So that means we must have done the 4 rak'ahs correctly. Look what he's thinking about. Based the number of rak'ahs of his salat on his worldly gains, not on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.